You and I were different, but don't know how it worked. I was quite outspoken, and you were more reserved. I wanted to be famous, you wanted to be a nurse. I was always selfish when you put others first. But somehow you and I, we kind of fit just right, like two odd pieces in this puzzle called life. When I wore black, you dressed white. It's easy not to realize. Sometimes we find love in a place you wouldn't look. And I know that we are not the same, but please don't ever change a single part of you. Now we're both getting older, I guess we age the same. Thinking about some children to carry on our name. I hope they take your wisdom, I hope they get your brain. They can have my stubbornness as long as they have your grace. Somehow you and I, we kind of fit just right, like two odd pieces in this puzzle called life. When I wore black, you dressed white. It's easy not to realize. Sometimes we find love in a place you wouldn't look. And I know that we are not the same, but please don't ever change a single part. I never told you I knew from the start. I'm gonna love you till death do us part.
I'd like to remind you that this place in which we are now met has been duly sanctioned according to law for the celebration of marriages. And we are all here today to celebrate the joining in matrimony of Piotr, Marcin, what? I can't swap your names around, I can say that one. Marcin. And then Sodziński?
Yes.
Well done.
Okay, and then Mirela, Stefania, Małyska?
Małysyk.
Małysyk. Can I get it or something? I can't promise it'll be any better, but I'll try. Okay. So, before you are joined to matrimony this afternoon, I do have to remind you of the solemn and binding character of the vows you are about to make. So, marriage, according to the law of this country, is the union of two people, voluntarily entered into for life, to the exclusion of all others. However, before we go any further, I do have to ask, if anybody here does know of any legal reason why this marriage should not take place, they should declare so now. Good, right, so we will continue. So I'm now going to ask you both to make your solemn declarations stating that you are free to marry each other here today. Okay, so if we could ask you both to stand. Okay, so now it is tradition for the groom to have the first words of the ceremony. Okay, now you've chosen the question, so I'm going to ask you both a question firstly, and if you agree with me, then you just have to say I am. Okay. If not, then we'll have to go back to the drawing board. Okay. Now this is where I'm going to have to say the names again, so bear with me. So are you, Piotr, Marcin, Sodziński, free legally to marry Mirela, Stefania, Małysyk? No, something like that, yeah. You know who I'm identifying.
You did it well.
You couldn't all identify who I'm identifying, yes? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so, Mirela, are you, Mirela Stefania Małysyk, free lawfully to marry Piotr Marcin Sodziński?
Yeah.
You good. Right, now, you're going to take your marriage vows and exchange your wedding rings now. So if you'd like to either give your flowers to someone to hold for you, and if you turn and face each other, okay, because you're saying these words to each other. All right, now I believe you have some rings, sir. Lovely. So if you'd like to give Piotr the ring that he's going to present to Mirela. Okay, so if you place the ring to the top of her finger, so before you place the wedding ring onto your bride's finger, may I remind you both that the wedding ring is an unbroken circle. It has no beginning and no end. It symbolises unending and everlasting love, and will be the outward sign of the lifelong promises that you're about to make to each other here today. My croaky lost breath. So, place the ring onto your bride's finger fully, all the way down. Okay, so you're now going to say these words to Mirela. I give you this ring.
I give you this ring
As a sign of our marriage.
as a sign of our marriage
And as a token.
and as a token
Of my commitment.
of my commitment
To our future lives together.
to our future life together.
I.
Say
your full name.
Piotr Marcin Świdziński.
Take you.
Take you.
Mirela's full name.
Mirela Stefania Małysek.
To be my wedded wife.
To be my wedding wife.
Thank you. Okay. So, if you'd like to give the second ring. Lovely, thank you very much. And again, this time, if you place it all the way down onto his finger, hold onto his hand, say these words. I give you this ring.
I give you this ring.
As a sign of our marriage.
As a sign of our marriage.
And as a token.
And as a token.
Of my commitment.
Of my commitment.
To our future lives together.
To our future lives together.
I.
Mirela Stefania Małysek.
Take you.
Piotr Marcin Świdziński.
To be my wedded husband.
To be my wedded husband.
Lovely. Well, you have both said your marriage vows and your solemn binding declarations in front of your family and friends here today. So I'm delighted to announce you are now officially husband and wife. Congratulations. Okay, if you'd like to come over and we'll sign the official paperwork, we'll put your flowers on the table, and then if you're going to, when they take some photographs, they'll look lovely in those. Come and stand next to her. That's it.
So what I need you to do is if you check your details now and your signature there, maybe if you put your hand on her shoulder, that's it.
And where do I sign?
Oh, sorry. You can just sign there for me.
Here.
In the box there.
Here?
Yeah. So you just pretend to sign so they can take some photos. Now, so if you both look up at the camera as well. Done? Thank you. So if you just step over and if you stand this side. So you always pose, so I don't even have to ask. So if you could sign there, please.
No pressure.
Oh, sorry, you could take some photos as well if you want to.
I think here, yeah.
Here, yeah?
Yeah, just in there, thank you.
Marcin, tak?
That's fine.
That's all right.
Don't worry. Just that's all right, don't worry. It falls off. That's fine. They fall off all the time.
This is a sign.
It's easy not to realize. Sometimes we find love in a place you wouldn't look, and I know that we are not the same, but please don't ever change a single part of you. No, we're both both getting older, I guess we age the same. Thinking about some children to carry on our name. I hope they take your wisdom, I hope they get your brain. They can have my stubbornness as long as they have your grace. Somehow you and I, we kind of fit just right, like two odd pieces in this puzzle called life. When I wore black, you dressed white. It's easy not to realize. Sometimes we find love in a place you wouldn't look, and I know that we are not the same, but please don't ever change a single part of you. I never told you I knew from the start. I'm gonna love you till death do us part. And all of the kindness, the shape of your heart. I can't believe how perfect you are. Sometimes we find love in a place you wouldn't look, and I know that we are not the same, but please don't ever change a single part of you.